everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as a lot of you know, I had started a color combination series. I don't want to get into the drama, but let's just say I started with Prismacolor because those are my favorite, and then got accused of stealing and copying. So I would like to start real fast by saying anyone sharing color combinations is not stealing or copying anyone in the color community, because we all have our own combinations. Every one of these combinations I created myself. Now, will someone else on YouTube have one of these combos? Probably, because it's pretty likely if we use the same colors, like for now, we're doing purple today, and the same pencil, we're going to have some overlap. Perhaps our styles differ a little here and there, but there will always be some overlap. Does that mean that that person stole from me or I stole from them? No. The only time you could legitimately accuse someone is that they literally took this sheet I made here and scanned it and used every single one of my combos and then sold it as their own. That is the definition of stealing. Us sharing combos is not. So it's really important to put that out there, because my last combo video was nothing but a lot of nasty comments and accusations, and pretty much every colorist who is out there is sitting there thinking, what? So just putting that there. If another colorist does Inktense combos, they are not stealing from me, unless they've literally photocopied this and used every single combo I have here word for word and took it credit as themselves. Okay? I made all of these myself last night by myself, not even looking for inspiration, and created them, from scratch, as we'll call it. So these are the purple ones for Inktense. I am going to be doing Inktense for the rest of this series. I will go back to Prisma. I've had a lot of people ask, but for now, we're going to focus on Inktense. I'm going to be doing it by color family, but then I will also be doing it by objects, so wood grain, flowers, etc. So keep that in mind. This is going to be a slow-moving project, but I wanted to get the purple ones done because actually purple is one of my favorite from Inktense. As you can see, I have a good array here. So these are smaller than my Prisma sheets, but that's because I need more room. So you only get 28 combos a page. I will have this linked in my Ko-fi below. It'll have a scan of the pre-made purple ones here, and then also a blank PDF for you to download and print and fill it in yourself, so you can like do the combos yourself or use it as a worksheet and make your own. You'll notice it says Glitter Bloom Studio. That's actually my brand. I had an Etsy store for printables. I closed it for now, or took a break from it. It was just too much of a hassle. Etsy fees basically erased anything there. So everything is on my Ko-fi shop. It will be offered for free. However, you can donate towards it. I always appreciate it when anyone does a donation, because basically that just helps, you know, pay for the time and the supplies and everything. So I appreciate it when you guys do a little donation, truly. And then make sure to follow me on Ko-fi, because I do pop other little things in there that I don't necessarily do videos for. So when I made Inktense purple combos, I did a few things. I was thinking of flowers that I would like to do, sunsets, and now you might think, wow, a lot of those look alike. They're actually different pencils. I even have some blues, Payne's grays in here, blue violets, some reds. Now I could probably go and create another sheet as well, and I plan to. So after you take a look at this, let me know if you want to see some more wacky ones, like purples mingling into greens, which is a dangerous thing, because if you don't mix them right, you're going to get brown. So there's things like that. These combos, you cannot make a brown. It would take some effort, and that's why I did these ones. They're beginner friendly. And then I wanted to show you one of them in action to kind of give you an idea, because seeing it on paper is one thing, seeing it actually done is another, right? So I actually started this page on a live stream right here. This is, oops, there will be links to everything below. Dark Fairy Tales by Kirby Rosanis, and I had actually started with a combo of my own on here. So I have Nightshade, Mauve, Malibu, and Amethyst, and I just kind of wanted to show you because you see it in the box, but that doesn't necessarily give you everything, right? I mean, you don't know how to mix it. And another thing you need to keep in mind, excuse me, with any Inktense is you need to go light to dark when activating. You can color it out dark to light. That's how I color, but activating, you need to go light to dark. If you have colors that can create a nasty muddy color, then you might want to wipe your brush before you move into the next to kind of mix them together. In fact, I don't even think I put this combo on this sheet. So look at that. We have a 29th color, so keep that in mind. How funny is that? There was just so many options. So for example, say my combo sheet said these 4 colors. I would start with the darkest, which is Nightshade, and I am just going to, in this case, as you can see, kind of creating a bluish, purplish flame. But like I'm using it as my darkest color, my shadow color. Now, will this apply with every single combo? No, it really depends on the context, but I'm just kind of showing you how to put one in action. Then I would take my mauve, which was the 2nd color listed on the sheet. And yep, I'm putting it right after it. And you can buy the 100 count set now, all is one, so I'll put that down there because the combos do include the 100 count, which is the 28 extra pencils that came after the 72 count set. So now we have our amethyst. So yeah, if you haven't bought that, just keep that in mind, but you can always swap for something close enough. And like I said, I plan to expand the purple one. This is just kind of like getting us going. All right, now we've got our Malibu. I'm gonna put that in there. But you've got 28 combos right now you can play with. I'd love to see you guys play with them and then tag me on Instagram. Because it's just fun to see them in action. I am using my Tombow water brush, which is, the Tombow water brushes are slowly becoming my favorite. Yes, I do have a video coming on water brush comparisons. Let's zoom you guys in. Okay, so here's where it becomes important, right? So I have this entire combo put out, but as you can see, look, it's mixed all over. So I'm going to start, have your rag nearby. I'm going to start by activating my blue, moving into that amethyst, which is the light purple, wipe, and same thing over here. And then I'm going to get this nightshade, but only leave it in its small little spot. Same with this nightshade here. Now I'm going to take this amethyst, which is light, and I'm going to keep wiggling my brush, which is only damp, into the darker colors, and then scumble. That's where you kind of dot, 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 dot. Same thing here. I'm going to activate that and then dot, dot, dot. That keeps you from getting water lines. Now I'm going to activate this and move it into the darker colors. Wipe off my brush. Am I still on camera? Yeah. Now I'm going to go over again, light to dark. This area is all dark, so I'm just going to bring it out, bring that out, and then kind of scumble. Okay, now I'm going to get this amethyst and just push it all the way in. I'm pushing amethyst and mauve all the way in there to my darkest color. But you'll notice I'm never activating a dark color and dragging it over because these are so heavily pigmented that that nightshade, which is a very dark color, would take over. And then anywhere I possibly missed, I just go and activate that. But there you go. And see, that's how I've made this with all this blue standing out, but it not being washed out, or the amethyst, because you can see that light purple all over. It's not been washed out. And that's what's very important. So let me show you on a piece of paper. All right, same thing. We're going to take our nightshade. This is printer paper, not the best to activate on. We're going to take our mauve, and this is literally how I put them on my little chart there. Amethyst. Always be very light, Malibu, because if you press too hard, you're going to leave lines that will not dissolve. You can always go back and add more layers. You can't really take it away or fix once you got the lines. So see how I'm activating my blue first, then I'm getting into my amethyst, and I'm just kind of wiggle, wiggle, mix, wiggle, wiggle, mix, and ta-da! I've created my little gradient. It's not as pretty on printer paper, but it's what I had nearby. And the whole point was to just give you an idea so you knew. But yeah, this is the set of purples that I have made. And like I said, there are 28 to get you started. 29 if you count the one I didn't even put on my own chart. That's a new one. But I did like to mix them. I would love to know if there's any other purple colors you would like to see or purple combo mixes. Like I said, this is more of a beginner friendly, like good starting place. These combos are so beginner friendly that it would be impressive if you messed them up. And if you do, don't worry, don't worry. It does still happen. But what I mean is I tried to design them to where if you didn't accidentally wipe your brush, because half of these I was too lazy, the color still turns out pretty and you're not like, oh my gosh, I've ruined it. So if you would like some other combos and, you want to see them mixed in, do you want to see some purple and reds mixed together, some more blues? Would you like to see some greens and whatnot? And then I can create that as well. But you can go ahead, check out this sheet on my Ko-fi shop. And I'll leave a link in the description below to the Tombow set of brushes. There is a set. This just happens to be the one I use the most. And then that way you can check it out. But yeah, I will be doing another Inktense combo. I'm going to try and do a sheet a week. So let me know what color you would like to see next in Inktense. Blues, yellows, oranges, browns, greens, the world's your oyster. I may actually with greens end up automatically with 2 or more pages. But yeah, so let me know in the comments below what color you would like to see next, and hopefully this is a good starting point if you're new to Inktense. And this was done with a water brush. Check out my video on other ways to activate Inktense, because you can do this same combo with the Tombow colorless blender and an alcohol marker colorless blender. You can do the same thing. It will not be as vibrant as these because the alcohol marker soaks up some of the pigment, and so does the colorless Tombow, but you can do that if you're not quite comfortable with water control. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for a quick color combo. I guess it's not as quick as I wanted it to be, but I tried. And until next time, take care. Bye now.